All right, per a subscriber, we are going to talk about something else other than modern coins, because there is a lot more to collecting coins than finding what exactly is coming out of your pocket change. The thing about collecting pocket change is it's easily accessible. You know, you in terms of how much you spend to get them, it's a one-on-one basis. So for every dollar that you spend, you get a dollar's worth of change. Okay, pretty simple business type model. Of course, it's today's, way of dealing with money, but from the collector's numismatic standpoint, sometimes it's just, it gets too boring and too sterile, because, the newer coins, they're nothing like the classics. So we're going to be looking at ways you can make money by flipping commendated Morgan silver dollars. It's among one of my favorite series. It's a beautiful design, although it is widely collected, and some would say it's the least representative of what Lady Liberty looks like. Personally, I don't care. I think it's a beautiful, stunning design that's caught on with history, and people just love it. So that's why it sells for a lot of money if you're able to score them in larger, higher grades. Beautiful cameo look to a lot of these coins, and of course the most desirable coins are the ones that grade the highest. So what you see before you is an 1882 S. It's a San Francisco minted example that recently sold a few weeks ago through Great Collections for almost $4,000. Now, that's a staggering sum of money for a Morgan dollar, okay? And it is a relatively common date. Some would argue that the San Francisco minted coins of the early 1800s are a little bit tougher to find, and that's the case once you head into 1883 and up, so 83, 84, 85. That's where the S mint mark really plays a larger role in the overall valuation of these Morgan dollars. But the 1882 S, if you were to find one raw and you buy it from, say, a dealer or a fellow collector, or you pick it up from an inheritance sale or something in an estate, typically these would run between $60 and $100. Of course, there are varying degrees of BU, or brilliant uncirculated, which would play a huge part in what valuation that would go for. Now, the reason why this one sold for so much money is it was a NGC graded Mint State 68 with a star. Now, the star simply means it has fantastic eye appeal. It looks like it even passes kind of a cameo look, although it was not designated as a cameo. But it is a stunning coin nonetheless. Some of the feature hallmarks of the coin for it to be awarded such a high grade, you see the cheek on Lady Liberty. It is clean, boy. There are no bag marks, no scratches, no dings, dents, nothing. It is absolutely brilliant. It's fantastic. It is blemish free for the most part, from what I could see, with exception of maybe a few ticks. Okay, and that is exactly what it's going to take to score a high grade coin that you could make hundreds of dollars on, or thousands. In this particular case, a simple possible $100 purchase turned into almost $4,000 by the time it was all said and done. Now, of course, there are a few keys that we're going to have to consider when we're looking for these high graded Morgan dollars. And if you're going to find them raw, the keys are especially important. The first key is you want to focus on grades Mint State 66 and up. If you're going to make any sort of money flipping Morgan dollars, that is the grade point that I would focus on. If a coin looks like it's got too many scratches or dings on there, I probably wouldn't even waste my time, because you'll spend $50, $60 on a coin. By the time you factor in grading, it's going to be tough to get that $85, $90 that you need just to break even. So the next key in all of this is focus on your online research. Now, to get an idea of how much these coins are worth at their respective grades, use a resource like PCGS or NGC. Just hop on their website, take a look at their pop reports. It'll give you an idea of how many of each grade has been graded at certain grade levels, and it'll also give you a nifty price guide that'll give you a general idea of how much these could be worth at auction. And finally, if you're going to be searching for these Morgan dollars, you want to make sure that, give me a second here, you want to focus on the lesser desirable dates. So if you're going to go into flipping Morgan dollars and you want to make it absolutely easy and somewhat affordable for you, I would probably stay away from dates like the 1894S. There are a few dates in the Carson City, like 1889 is a stopper to a lot of people. Now, the tougher key dates is going to require a lot of capital to get started on it, and it comes with a lot more risk. So if you were to buy a, say, that 1894S as a BU raw example, there's a reason why that coin is still raw. Generally, some of the nicest grades out there in a 94S would have been slabbed by now. Now, that's not to say that's going to be truthful all the way through, but you know, in most cases, a lot of the higher end key dates have made their way into the market at some point or the other. Now, what do I mean by common dates? Well, take for example 1879 to 1884. That is a common date range in Morgan dollars, with exception again of a few San Francisco minted coins. Generally, you'll find a lot of them in BU condition between that $50 to $100 mark. So it's a great price point for anyone to get started in. Okay, you want to make sure that you carry the best possible magnifier, so that way you can take a look at the coins, whether you're at a show or a dealer or whatever the case may be. You want to be able to see the coin up close to ensure that it's never been cleaned and it's free from a lot of dings and dents that would knock it down once it goes through grading. So, as a recap, okay, this is a not only an update on a coin that sold through great collections against 1882S that graded NGC Mint State 68, a really lofty grade with the star designation for eye appeal, sold for almost $4,000. It's a $100 coin, guys. So a lot of money to be made. That is one great opportunity, if I say so myself. And you know, I want to thank you guys for joining in on this video. If you like the content, please hit the like button. Couldn't be easier. And feel free to share the information on your favorite social media site. You know, get the word out there. We're always looking for newer coin collectors to come into the marketplace because it is a fun hobby. And lastly, if you haven't subscribed to Blue Ridge Silverhound, what are you waiting for? I subscribed to my own channel years ago, and if you like talking coins, then this is where it's at. So I want to thank you guys again for joining. I'm your host, Blue Ridge Silverhound. It's always a pleasure, and I'll see you next time. Take care.